Hello everybody, this is Maria with J&M Home and Garden. I'm back. I took a very long break from YouTube because initially I was still doing trying to keep up with my garden and doing all that stuff with a baby, and sometimes it would work out and sometimes it wouldn't. I mainly would just either do a baby carrier, or I would just put him on a blanket and just move him around with me as I moved around the garden, and that seemed to work for a while. But he basically started walking, and now it's to the point where he's old enough to where he wants to do what he wants to do, and he just won't listen. And so it's essentially like outside time is whatever he wants to do and wherever he wants to go, so it's impossible to do anything outside. Pretty much like the only time I get to garden now is if he's napping. And I'm sure it will get better with time. I know it will, because eventually I'll be able to trust him to play in a certain area on his own. And so I think with time I will get more into the garden. But anyways, now it's going to be home and garden because I still love gardening. I still want to do that. And so I will do some gardening projects, maybe some garden tours. Obviously not much of that right now that it's fall, but maybe in the spring. But also I love do-it-yourself projects, and so I think that by making it like a home and garden channel, I can bring you guys along and share like the do-it-yourself projects that I'm working on, and just be able to share a wider variety of content with you guys. So with that said, I will be sharing a budget Halloween decoration for 2 of the areas in my home. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get on with that. So this is the area that I plan on decorating for fall / Halloween. It's a little bit late, but it's really my most favorite time of the year. And then this right here, I'm gonna address that later, because these little strips of wood on this little ledge that I built have fallen off. And why they fell off is because they were just glued on, because at the time I didn't have a nail gun. But yeah, we'll hopefully be able to nail them on this time. And so this area is like a little bit of a drop zone where we just come and put our mail. And usually what I do is, these drawers are meant to hold our mail, but what we end up doing is just putting them on top, and then when we just find things, we just put things on top. So anyways, I'm gonna clean that up and decorate it slightly. And then there is one other area, so let me show this little table that's by the window, and then this very bad flower arrangement is the other area. And then I just have like a few decorations right here that I want to find a place for. So that's pretty much it. So those are the only 2 areas that I will be decorating, because I'm kind of bad at putting decorations up, so I don't want to like put way too many. And also I just can't find a lot of my decorations. Like I used to have so many, because Halloween is like one of my favorite holidays, but for some reason I just can't find any right now. So yeah, I did get a few things from the dollar store, so let me pull those out and show this to you. Okay, so I just bought these little stickers that are like the little bubble ones. I really just bought these because these looked really cute, and I do have a toddler, so I think he will enjoy these. And then I bought this like mesh tube, some, forgot what these are, pipe, little, it's like a wire with tinsel on it. And then I bought a few of these, this thing right here, which turns into a little owl like that, some hooks just in case I need them, and some stones for that flower arrangement, just to make it look a little bit nicer. And that's really it, because I don't really want to spend a lot of money, because I'm just gonna end up throwing a lot of this away. So anyways, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting it together, and I'll show you how it turns out in the end. Okay, so in this part, I basically, even though I had said I was gonna tackle this later on, I decided to at least glue it, because it would just look better, and then later on I'll nail it. I wasn't able to nail it at this particular time because I didn't have the right size brad nails, and so I just thought to myself, doing the glue again is better than nothing. It'll look better. But I was trying to pick the right size, and I think I ended up putting the wrong side on there, so then I had to swap it over, and such a pain. And then this is kind of where my son decides that he's gonna help me also, and so I think he was like trying to take the tape away from me. So much fun when he helps, makes it super interesting. I think right here he's like putting the masking tape on the wall. It's cute though, because you know, it's like they're like little mini me's for us, you know, and he's like a mini version of my husband. But yeah, they just always try to do everything that we do, and so even though it makes it hard, like when you look back, it's just such a they're just so cute. But there I am, struggling again with that glue. I just couldn't get it out. It was making my hands hurt so much. I even contemplated adding water, but I was like, no, I could completely ruin this glue. And so I just decided to just keep trying to squeeze it out. Look at my son trying to help me there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I definitely, that part definitely was the most time consuming, I think, out of this whole project. And then I think here I just kind of gave up on squeezing that glue out. You can really see me struggling there. Yeah, so I think this is where I went to the kitchen, and I just went and got a eco-friendly disposable straw, and I just started scooping it out with that straw and just putting it on to the strip of wood instead, because squeezing just wasn't working. I just couldn't get it out, and I wish I had done this from the very beginning. Okay, and I think my battery had died, so you didn't fully see that me finishing gluing back those strips. But here I am just measuring, because I had some knobs that I had bought back when I built this ledge, which was when I was pregnant with my now 2.5-2-year-old, and I never installed them. So here I couldn't find a measuring tape, so I'm using just like a seamstress tape to try to figure out what the center of this ledge is, so that I can install those knobs. And it was such a tedious process. I wish that I could speed this video up some more for you guys, but this is pretty much as fast as I can speed it up. But there I am trying to just mark the center with my Sharpie. And thankfully at this point my son is watching The Little Mermaid and just kind of like let me do my thing. And I think that one thing that I will say about projects is having the right tools makes the biggest difference, because part of the reason why I was struggling here is because, one, I didn't have a real measuring tape, and then two is because actually when I started this project, like, that drill was dead. I had to charge it. It didn't even have battery. And then I had to go find a drill bit. The drill bit wasn't the right size. And so you see me there trying to make the hole. And so I was trying to drill a pilot hole, but that drill bit was just too big. So I just partially drilled it in. And then I'm just like trying to screw this doorknob in. And the issue that I was having is this doorknob is meant to go into like a traditional drawer that isn't that thick. So it has a washer and a nut, and so you're just supposed to push it through and then use that washer and the nut to tighten it. But I don't have, this drawer is like extra thick, so it's not that screw is just not long enough. So I just had the hardest time with it. It was so difficult. And so then I was like, well, maybe I can use a screw. And I tried that instead, and the screw just wouldn't go in. And so also, like, this screw that came with the knob, it doesn't have anything for you to screw it in with. Like, it doesn't have like a flat head or a Phillips head or anything. It's just like a smooth, round little end to it. So that's why I was having such a hard time. And there you see me trying to go get like a different attachment for that drill. And I'm trying to just make it where hopefully I can drill it in, but no, it didn't work. What I ended up doing is I ended up just using my drill bit and just drilling all the way in, and one of them worked better than the other, and what I'm gonna have to do is just use some glue. And then you see me trying to find a way to like drill it in, and still doesn't work. This was just one of those things that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna add these doorknobs or these little like cabinet pole knobs, and it's gonna be so simple, but it just wasn't. And so that is the point where I am trying to use a Phillips head manual screwdriver to push a drawer, like a regular screw in, and because that's the tools. I did not have a bit for that drill that was a Phillips head. The one that I had was just really different, and so it wouldn't have worked. But yeah, super frustrating. And there I go again, trying to find something. And this is where I came back, and I went to get a longer screw, because if you notice, before I went to the basement, I was trying to figure out how long the screw needed to be in here. I'm trying to literally instead of using the screw that came with it, I went and got a Phillips head screw that I could push in, but I was having a really hard time. Like I said, this little task of mine just wasn't working for me. It was super frustrating. And here comes my little guy to the rescue. Look at him. He's like, oh, I see you trying to drill. Let me help. And there I was like, okay, maybe this other, that drill had, did have it wasn't a Phillips head, but it was a flat head. And in retrospect, I could have probably just changed the bit. That was so dumb. But anyways, I was scared to strip that screw. I just didn't want to go in. And so there I am struggling. There's my son trying to use his finger to push it in. He's so sweet. Sometimes. Oh goodness. It's like pains me to see this. Like, I can't believe I struggled so much with that. Oh my goodness. And then in this part, you guys can't see this, and but where in the previous part of this video I was saying that I regretted how I taped those strips, is because since I had taped it to the top, I needed to open the drawer. And when I opened the drawer, I ripped off that piece of wood, and I just kept forgetting that it was fresh glue and that I had just glued those on, and I just kept like pulling them off. It was like the most frustrating thing. I can't even believe it. But here is my sweet son trying to help me. Do you see him trying to help me like push that screw with the screwdriver? He's trying so hard. I mean, it's a little frustrating though when you're trying to get something done and it's not working out how you expected, and then you have like a baby trying to help you. But you know, now that I'm looking at it, it's just like the sweetest thing. And so anyways, I think that what I ended up doing is I just ended up taking that drill bit, and it wasn't why I didn't want to use it at the beginning is because I was thinking like, okay, this hole, if I make this hole, this is just gonna slide in. But it ended up being like just the right size. So here you see me like using that wrench to just tap those knobs in. And so my son right there, he's helping me, and those are actually ceramic knobs, so you know, I didn't really want to be hitting them too hard. I was just hitting the metal part just to push them in. And I think that's pretty much it, how I left it. What I might do later is pull them back out, because they do pull out if I pull too hard. And so what I might do is just reinforce them with glue when I'm pushing, like tapping them back in. But that's it for this section. And for this portion though, it was such a pain. And here I think I'm just trying to put the decorations back. That skeleton on the right it's a telephone, and so if it has batteries, you just turn it and it talks to you. It's pretty cool. I love Halloween decorations. And then I just had a pumpkin like tray, and like a glitter skeleton and pumpkins. And recently, pumpkin is my son's favorite new word. So I really wanted to have that. And then I just had this clear jar, and I just went to give it a rinse, because I had made pickles, and that's what it had in there, and I just didn't want it to really smell like that. But so that's what I went to do in the kitchen. I wanted to clean it and make sure that it was dry because it had a little bit of water still left in it. Gosh. But yeah, I'm just drying it. And then I think with the jar, what I decided to do is use those bubble stickers. And I think I went with the Frankenstein sticker because that went with the green skeleton. And then the rest of the stickers, I actually let my son, for the most part, play with them and put them on another large glass container that I have in my living room. So we just kind of like put the words Happy Halloween along the top, and then just put like the little skeleton and the pumpkins. And then I pretty much let him just play with them and put them wherever he wanted. And then once he went to sleep, I rearranged them. And then here I'm just adding some cough drops that I had because it's that time of the year. We're going to be needing cough drops soon. So I thought that it would just be something good to add. Initially, I was going to do Halloween candy, but I'm like, well, I can just put Halloween candy into a bowl, and that can just store our cough drops. I used to use that that jar for tea, and so that's why I was trying to scrape the tea words off. All right, and then moving on to the next section. Here I'm just taking out some of these flowers, and most of these flowers stay in this container year round. Some of them aren't really from that container, and that's why some of them are so big, because I had bought them for another project, and then I just instead of just having them laying around, I just kind of stuck them in there to get them out of the way, and that's why they were so much bigger. But it's not gonna be like a really nice container, but I did want to add a little bit of orange. I pretty much stick with like a purple and white palette for the rest of the year. Purple is one of my favorite colors, so I just kind of keep it that way. And I really like a nature / forest theme for the rest of the year. But for fall, I did want to add a little bit of orange, and I didn't feel like all the other colors would look bad for fall. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for winter. I probably won't change it. I'll probably just take the orange mums out, and that's it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing in this part. At this point, I had realized that my camera was pointing a little bit too low. I apologize for that, but we're just gonna keep going because this is already going to be a very long video. It is very hard to get things done with kids, and so we're just gonna keep going. And this is kind of what it looks like now. It's so much better, so much rounder. And then here I'm just adding some rocks that I also got from the dollar store. So all these flowers I already had except for the orange mums. I got those. I actually got those from Walmart, not from the dollar store, and they were only 97 cents each, and I just got like 4 packages of them, like 4 little bunches. And then here I'm trying to be very careful when I'm putting these rocks. I felt so nervous because, you know, putting rocks into a glass vase, and I did get it on sale, but they're kind of expensive, so I don't really want to break it. But yeah, so I'm just trying to be as careful as possible, and you can see how attentive my cat is being. It's a little hilarious when I look at the video. Oh my goodness. And my mini-me hasn't come yet, but you know, he's still watching The Little Mermaid, I think. But yeah, I'm just trying to like do those stones little by little, and now like my cat is like extra interested, trying to see like what the heck I'm doing in her area. She loves to sleep on that couch when she's inside the house. But yeah, I didn't fill the vase all the way up because there's no need. I just really wanted to cover the bottom stems of those flowers, because some of them I folded them. I didn't want to cut them because you never know what I'm going to do with those flowers later on. I might repurpose them for something else, so that doesn't mean they're going to stay in there. I did for a while have some natural flowers in there, so sometimes I do take these artificial flowers and put natural flowers. It just really depends on like the time of the year and what's going on. But yeah, I anticipate these being there for quite a while, at least until mid-November. I mean, I would say at least until after Thanksgiving. And then now there's my little mini-me. I told you he was gonna make another appearance, and so now he's like trying to help me, and he's literally giving me one rock at a time. Yeah, I'm almost done. Thank goodness. So here I went and got another one of my little succulents that I keep inside the house year round, because I had some leftover rocks of those, and so I just thought it would be like a really good use for those extra rocks, just to make my succulent planter lose less moisture and make it look a little nicer. And I'm actually not very good at indoor plants. I feel like the direction that our house faces, it just doesn't get enough sun. And here I just went and I think I went and got some books to see how some of those books would look, and that just made the arrangement feel like it was gonna topple over. So I decided against it, and I put it back on just the bare table and decided to put the skeleton on top of one of the books, and just put a picture of me from when I turned 15 with my parents. That's like a very special picture that I have that my mom gifted to me. I mean, it was technically mine, but you know, she let me have that and bring it to my house once I became an adult. And so I pretty much keep that there all the time. And then over here, this is just real quick the finished product of this ledge. I'm just showing you what it looks like over here, what that tray looks like, because I just kind of did like a quick setup. Well, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up to let me know if you like this type of content, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.